Less than 3 weeks to WrestleMania, so challenges are being made everywhere. Security guards have a rough night. Batista is still rich. And how many matches will we actually get at WrestleMania? We'll try to figure it out.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, there we go. I was worried for a second.
Wow. Wait a minute.
Back in the day, bro. Back in the day, bro.
What does that mean, back in the day? Is this you?
Barry Mac's son, ladies and gentlemen.
In a past life, I used to get on the mic.
Oh, this is recording artist? Evan T. Mac?
Did you call yourself Evan T. Mac back then?
No, Mac. When I was younger, they called me like, my last name's Max, they'd be like, yo, Macalicious, right? So my one man was like, yo, call yourself Macalicious. That joint's dope. So they just call me Licious, so they go, now they short.
Wait, was this in the late 70s? What are you talking about?
Like, about 6 years ago.
Macalicious sounds like someone owes Dolomite money.
Bro,
Macalicious? I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, yo, Mac, is pretty good. I'd be like, yeah, that's when I was smelling myself, man.
Okay.
That's when I was like, I literally was just smelling myself.
Props, man.
Flobo's a DJ, he like that beat.
Yeah, I'll put it down. Yeah.
Well, we already got one Dolomite reference, so I'm happy.
Shout out to Dolomite.
Shout out to Dolomite.
For real.
Everybody.
Pop!
And of course, he's wearing the BMP t-shirt. He is all just sponsored out right now. All right, guys, this is the Raw After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Welcome. We got the full squad back together. Feels good. Johnny LaQuasta here with you. The man on the couch. Well, we already pretty much covered everything he's wearing or everything he's recorded over the past 19 years. Evan T. Mac.
Macalicious.
Yo, bro, I'm getting it. Listen, I'm starting to get back in the gym, man. Getting my swerve on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, because you want to know things when you.
off?
No, because when I eat chocolate chip cookies, throw off all gym work.
Yeah,
so I
that's true.
eat chocolate chip cookies. That's my favorite thing in the world.
You're not wearing the tights. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
You see your boy, right?
The electric blue
But check it out, though. But I try to do like the Chris Hemsworth workout. If y'all don't know what that is, go to Chris Hemsworth thing, y'all. Bruh, I wouldn't
Do you yell
advise.
about Jotunheim and stuff?
Oh no, bro! I'm telling you, go to Chris Hemsworth Instagram.
It's legit.
It's the hardest workout in the world. Like you don't do that while you're trying to get back on the horse. Just don't do his stuff. That's like black belt stuff. I'm like white belt right now.
Okay.
But I'm just like, so I'm getting loose.
I just love how we introduced him and out of nowhere he goes, yeah, man, I'm getting back in the gym. Where did that come from?
Because I'm thinking about what I got to do after this. I'm scared. I'm so scared.
So the clue is when you're wearing tights, that's when you're on point. But when you're not wearing the tights, you fell
Yeah,
out.
fell off a little bit. Too many cookies, man.
All right. Well,
Shout out to chocolate chip cookies.
one man who never falls off with that sharp tongue, that'd be Jim Alexander.
Jam!
Yeah.
Now, always,
sexual
and forever.
That's right. And
Not denying that, or...
Wow.
And next
Well,
to
you
him, next to him,
Or
Mr.
saying.
Flabito.
What's going on right now? Now and forever? What? Thanks for glad to be here.
And last but certainly not least, the partner in crime that I love sitting next to all the time.
Shaking her head.
Hey, I rhymed that. She's TK Trinity.
What up, boo?
So you missed a lot. So let me just catch you up.
Yeah, catch him on the speed. Catch him on the speed.
Yeah. We don't do uptime anymore.
No, we don't talk about
We don't
that.
talk about it, so we don't go and buy it, y'all.
It's like Voldemort.
Don't text us, we don't do
it's
that.
like Voldemort.
We just shouted out cookies first.
Yeah,
Man,
the only people we shout out and we support and we sponsor is Barry Mac.
Oh,
Barry
my
Without Barry Mac, there'd be no Evan Mac and there'd be no BMP.
Macalicious. Papa Macalicious.
Yo, shout out to Teresa Mac too. She's co-creator.
That's right. You gotta show some love.
She was involved. Yeah.
She just met Conor McGregor today, man.
Who did?
My
I
mom.
saw the picture,
My mom.
yeah.
I was hating hard on her.
Where'd your mom?
She's all booed up with Conor McGregor.
What?
Apparently her new job is like connected with like liquor, so she gets to meet all these dope people. Channing Tatum, the Dos Equis dudes.
Yeah.
I'm hating, man.
Well, I'm in the wrong game right now.
For real.
One day.
Well,
She's all booed up with Conor.
maybe if you get back to wearing those yoga pants, they
Come to you.
come to you.
I swear I was gonna wear them too. Man, I should have worn 'em.
Shout out to Uptime.
Oh, man.
Defiant.
The new face of Uptime. Unreal.
You got to get back in them yoga pants for Uptime to sponsor you. You know that.
I swear.
All right, so we got 20 days until WrestleMania. We're shaping up. There's a lot of matches so far. We have to get into that because not even all the matches have even come close to being made yet.
God.
This is going to be alarming. But as always, we like to go more or less the most important stories that cover a 3-hour Raw in about 45 to 50 minutes. So let's just start off here. Seth Rollins aggressive right up the start, I should say. A ton of steel chair shots to to Brock Lesnar. Drew McIntyre eventually got the best of him at the end. But do you guys notice, and maybe I'm overthinking this, it appears to me that they're starting to hype up Lesnar and Rollins as the actual main event. Like they put that up there tonight prior. Now I understand the women's match technically, well, it's SmackDown and Raw. I don't know. TK, let me go to you first. Am I wrong in this? It seems like they're starting to hype that match up more than the women's triple threat.
Well, they have been hyping up the women's triple threat up until last week, and it's like we already know that's solidified. And then on top of that, we discussed the storylines. It's like if they were gonna do it, they should have done it. Extended it up to WrestleMania, but it's like, what are you supposed to do now? So we know that Becky's kind of injured. We know that Charlotte's. It's like, okay, well, you can leave them alone a little bit.
I like that. Okay.
And let them breathe, and then develop the other matches, and almost develop the other matches, and also get invested in those matches. So then you're gonna want to watch all 15 hours of WrestleMania.
And technically, it's WrestleMania. You could call 3 different matches the main event, and then just decide the order. But.
What are you thinking, though? How do you think the crowd's going to react to WrestleMania? Try to predict the crowd. Do you think they'll be upset that the women aren't the main event?
If they're not, absolutely.
If they're not the main event?
Oh, for sure.
So you think that they will hijack the Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar match?
Yeah.
I think so, huh?
And they love Rollins, but we saw Lesnar get hijacked last year in the main event.
Dude.
I have a theory here.
Oh, boy.
Let the games begin.
This was done because today my people in Chicago, my hometown, in Des Plaines, in the Allstate Arena, the best arena and the best crowd, they got the stars tonight. They got the stars.
Okay.
And that's what it was. They brought out Brock Lesnar for Chicago. You had to bring the big stars tonight, and they knew that crowd's going to react. You know what you're getting from a Chicago crowd. So you finally... We've been talking about how they ran out of storylines and things to do with the women. It just became so stagnant and boring.
You'll be right, brother.
I think they were saving this for a while. This moment, bring in Lesnar. This was obviously probably predetermined weeks ago for Chicago. And they got the pop because they knew they're going to get heat. They're going to get a jacked up crowd. And this main event is that much more over now because this was done in Chicago.
Yeah, I can't argue what you're saying. I was listening to Jim Ross.
We're talking Lesnar and Rollins.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Jim Ross, first of all, my favorite announcer of all time, next to Quasto. But Jim Ross, I was listening to his podcast, and I just started listening to it. And he said this, I've been wanting to ask you guys this question for weeks, but I want to wait till we're all here. Jim Ross said there's no way in the world, he said as much as he loves this, he's known Charlotte, she was a baby, he's known Becky since the beginning. He was like, there's no way in the world that would even be considered the main event without Rousey. He said
no doubt. Agreed.
So you're saying he's saying without Rousey's box office or cachet, this wouldn't even be considered a main event.
Well, here's the thing.
Do you agree?
I think that say if they're not the main event, I think the people that are there, it wouldn't be they wouldn't be chanting it. There'll be some rumblings, but it wouldn't be a big thing. I think it was the reason why Ronda's on it. It's a main event. Is that mass media wise? Now it's like women are main eventing. It's
but that's what he's saying, though. Yeah, he's saying he's agreeing with what you're saying.
Nobody's gonna pick if it's Becky and Charlotte. That's it. Unfortunately, because they're not mainstream. You have Becky, who's adjacent to her dad, who is becoming who is mainstream, but because they're not mainstream, you're not seeing them in people's magazines, you're not seeing them on TV shows, you're not seeing it. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, well, is CBS going to pick it up? Maybe, maybe not. It depends. They'll definitely pick up Brock if Ronda wasn't there.
And this is coming from a woman who worked at TMZ for years. She definitely knows.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, I think there's truth to what he's saying, but what Jim's saying, do you guys feel, because he's right, it's weird. They're not even, they're calling it the main event now. The Rollins and Brock, they're saying the words.
I'm okay with that, though, because it is on Raw, so you have to call the main event of Raw.
Who ends the show? WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I still say it's the women, but I do agree. I think without Rousey, it wouldn't happen. Even though, let's say the Charlotte-Becky storyline was just absolutely incredible, which it is, I still think you're right. I think without Ronda, it wouldn't be main eventing. But I still say absolutely the women close out the show. Because I think they learned from last year. The crowd reacted. Roman and Brock due to no fault of their own.
It was bad.
It was a disaster because the crowd were. This is what happens. Over a 4-hour show, people get drunk, people get tired, people get irritated. That's what happens. And when you don't give them what they want at the end,
so true.
They spent their money. They could do whatever they want.
You know Vince, though. Vince, he literally thumbs his nose at that exact thing.
Sure.
He actually, that's either to a fault or through whatever. He really is like, oh, you going to boot? You know what? I'm gonna do Roman Reigns again.
Right.
Oh, you gonna do it again?
yeah.
I'm gonna do Roman Reigns again.
Yeah. I will play it until you like it.
He will. She triples down just out of spite.
Not this year, because don't forget, there's more competition this year than ever before.
I agree.
Outside of the company.
Oh, that's a fair point.
I'm waiting till next week. I'm still not 100% convinced they close the show. The women.
The ladies.
Yeah, I think there's still a
That's
possibility this could happen. Depends how next week goes.
Do you think it? Do you think it would
I
be?
agree.
I agree with everything y'all are all saying.
They lost momentum. We can't deny this. I think they outdid themselves.
Well, here's the
they
thing.
pushed it so hard to a point where it became stale and it became kind of a turnoff.
Here's the thing, though. WrestleMania to everybody else who doesn't watch wrestling every week is like
It's the Super Bowl,
right?
Because
So nobody cares about the storylines leading up to it.
100% true,
Right,
though.
so then if Ronda is and that whole thing is their main eventing, then that's what the folks who don't watch wrestling every week is gonna care about. It's like, oh, Ronda just got here. And she has the belt. I didn't even know she had the belt.
Yeah.
Now she's doing a three-way. Like,
I hope that. Yeah, I know. It always sounds bad. It does.
it's just like.
And to piggyback your point, I just did my friend's podcast last week. Her name's Erin Foley. She does a show called Sports Without Balls. It's mainly a women-centered sports podcast.
I like that title, actually.
And I sold her on WrestleMania on the show because I told her, I said, hey, the main event's going to be 3 women, including Ronda Rousey. She goes, really?
Done.
I said, yeah.
Just
She
like
goes,
that.
Do I need to know the story? I said, honestly, they'll do a 9-minute recap, and you'll be all caught up. And she's watching WrestleMania now. She's really stoked. So your point proven exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's not for, they set it up for folks who don't watch wrestling every
Yeah,
week.
to get the new subscribers, new eyes, new young people on it. Because I know, because wrestling fans, they don't like to hear this, but reality, guys, y'all are too close to this. You're too close to the thing you love. So WrestleMania is for you, but it's not just for you.
Right.
That's why they say but people are like outraged about the Super Bowl because they were outraged because they don't watch football. They don't watch football to the Super Bowl.
I want a good game.
I wanted a good game. I didn't watch all year, but this it's because you come.
It should have been Chiefs and Saints.
Exactly, but you came for this. But you came for the commercials, and now you want to complain about football. You see, so this for the casual viewers, though. They're gonna do the best they can for the best product. That's why they bring out like a Flow Rider and you know what I mean?
Flow Rider.
You know what? What annoys me the most about Flow Rider is he's gonna get into the Hall of Fame one day in the celebrity wing. That has literally been bothering me. I'm like, he's gonna get in the celebrity
With the
wing.
jumpsuit on and everything. Like,
Flow Rider will never be mentioned on the show again.
Welcome to my.
going down for real.
His blueprint is like for people who are they just want to make it, and their talent is like, okay, that's the blueprint you need to follow.
Oh, I ain't hating on. I never
That's
knock
the
a brother's
blueprint.
hustle.
Yeah, no
ever.
one knocks Flow Rider. He's just there. Like, all right, do your thing over there, man, you crazy ass.
I was like, he's from Florida. I was like, oh,
I get it, Flow
Look,
Rider.
he's
Took me
had
a
catchy
while.
songs.
You'll be there in Tampa next year.
Oh, watch.
But, and don't forget to follow that point, Ronda's been giving them notable things like what she did tonight with her husband Travis Browne.
I liked it.
They both knocked out security. That's the kind of segment you can show to TMZ Sports, or you can show in mainstream media, because all of a sudden her husband's getting involved now, and then they leave the arena through the crowd.
And she doesn't always have to talk.
No.
She doesn't always have to talk. She just beat the brakes off somebody.
Yes.
I like that. Like, listen, she snarls a little too much, man, but you don't have to always talk, girlfriend. You don't always got to cut a promo.
Right.
You Ronda Rousey, man.
See, that segment was almost perfect. I didn't like the fact you got pulled out in the stands by her husband. That was kind of like, oh, come here, door.
And then Michael Cole made a boo-boo, but like they covered him because he said the word control.
Right, exactly.
And like I forget, like Renee was like,
you can't
because he was like, yeah, the only man that can control Ronda is her husband. And then Renee was like, yeah, I don't want to say it's control.
Yeah.
Like he like talked her in. Michael Cole was like. Quiet.
quiet.
Don't use the word control
Yeah,
in
'cause
woman.
it
It comes off weird.
If you assess the situation, he either had to come over or like she had to go.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you never turn your back against 8 people who possibly gonna attack you or try to. So it's just like this is what he had to do. He knows that he can lift her up. And it's just like we're in this together. This makes
I like
sense.
that he did that. I love that.
I'm actually happy that because when I saw them when they first came on, and I think he made a brief appearance. It's like they need to use him.
Yeah.
It's like he's a former retired UFC fighter. Like why not? The man's a giant.
He
big
is
boy.
a big
It's a
guy.
big boy, man.
And she needs some type of Natalia was cool, but she needs some type of thing around her that's like she sometimes it just feels like she's just out there by herself, and I don't think that's what she needs something to attach herself to.
The baddest woman needs a heavy, you're saying.
Either not a heavy, just
A partner in crime.
yeah, either a partner in crime or somebody to speak for her, or like eventually I think. You have the girls coming up from NXT. Like, you need something.
Yeah, if she was like with Shayna and that goon squad.
Oh my gosh.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Going through the locker room,
Just
like,
murdering
I can't
people.
wait for that to happen. That's gonna be exciting.
I agree.
It will be. And also, with I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
It was Rhonda and her husband.
It's hot in here. Can you turn on the AC?
Yeah.
Shout out to the
I always
AC.
thought it was
Yeah.
me. Boiling up.
Mary Mac.
What about?
Oh yeah, I love what they did tonight. Once again with Dana Brooke. Last week the match lasted 2 seconds. Tonight they kind of hyped it up a little bit. Dana Brooke kind of gave the inclination that I did my homework this week. I'm ready. All I have to do is be better than 3 seconds. Once again, it lasted 4 seconds. I love the fact that they built it up. You're thinking, all right, this is
She
gonna
might
be a
actually,
match. And no, one shot and that was it.
Well, I mean, she looks. I want to know what her training program is like, because she looked like she leaned out.
Yeah,
big time.
she's definitely leaned out.
She looks more like she did in NXT now.
So that was my concern with the whole thing with Dana Brooke. I love the idea. The match was okay, but I feel like her and a bunch of the Raw roster that was forgotten about for the better part of a year was pulled out today. We got Noe Jose, we got Jinder Mahal.
Very
It's kind of
interesting, right?
like
That's fine. You got to use them.
there's so much talent, but they came out of nowhere. It's almost like,
okay.
Is it okay? Are they supposed to be just like furniture? Am I supposed to cheer for them, care for them?
Are you talking about Mojo in the mirror?
I know we haven't seen him in a
That's way
minute.
different because he had a segment to himself. I
loved
mean,
it.
throwing out
Loved it.
Jinder and Mahal and putting him in a match, or throwing out Dana and throwing in a match, and it's like, wow, this is okay. The
Well, here's the
talent's
thing.
there, but
You-
why?
This time of year, you have to use as many people as you can. You never know who's going to catch fire in an instant, and something could work. Otherwise,
None
you
of
just
those
have to
guys.
put. Well, yeah,
for sure.
No, that's fine. But then they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Listen, we needed some jobbers tonight, and they did their job.
Who's the jobber?
We need the stars in Chicago.
Jinder?
Jose, I mean, come on.
He has green hair now. It's different.
It don't matter, okay? That dude could have
hair.
been swimming in Lake Michigan and they died St. Patrick's Day when it wouldn't matter.
Here's
because
the thing, though. The story, like, you could have with Dana Brooke, and whatever she did to lean out or whatever, that could have been obviously not now because it's WrestleMania, and let's be honest, we didn't care for her anyway, right? But if they started a while ago, it's like, look, I'm gonna, I see that you guys are doing this, and I want to make sure, I want to get to that point where I am battling Ronda, and I am a great component. I'm gonna do all this stuff in the gym, and she could have even done that on social media. She might have been done on so much social media. I'm not following her, so please let me know on chat if she has. But almost track her journey. Like, this is what I'm doing in order to become this person, so I can win a championship, because I believe that I have talent. Like, you could have done a storyline. Not this moment, but then you would have been invested in her in some sort of ways. Like, I'm actually trying to do this.
But I think to Jim's point, I just think they have their mind made up on her already, and I think a lot of fans do. If you notice, like, she gets a very apathetic response,
Agree.
and she's been there a long time, often on television, and she's gotten in great shape, which is fantastic. But I think
always gonna be in shape.
I think
but
the
she needs
fans
to change it up.
I think the fans have made up their mind with her, and until she proves them wrong, that's what they're going to.
She needs to get her mic skills together because that wasn't very good backstage. And the thing is, we don't see her ever. It's just like in these situations where she comes out and then she, jobs to someone.
Wasn't she a
and then-
former gymnast, though?
Yeah.
They're former
she's
gymnasts,
a beast.
Titus
But
Worldwide.
this is
Yeah,
let's not talk, because
Okay, pass it.
with Titus Worldwide is like they just wanted her to do something.
Right, but
Right.
last
To be on
episode of
whatever.
CE, though.
But
But the thing is, like, she's a former
Yeah.
gymnast. Like, does she do, like, I can't even remember her, like, wrestling. Does she do stuff off
I
the
think
ropes?
she did bodybuilding. I'm
She also
pretty
did
sure.
bodybuilding,
but I'm
yeah.
just saying, if she has all these skills, like,
She
she needs a
does.
place to show these skills. And, like, if you've already decided this is what you want to do with her, then just have her do live shows.
But at the same time, if you have someone on the roster, you need someone on the roster to get destroyed by Ronda.
Right.
That won't necessarily hurt their standing. She is the perfect person.
Okay.
Jim, can you cut a promo
Yeah.
and tell people where to find this lovely content?
Oh, I can absolutely do that.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you watching us and tuning in every week to see all these great personalities and making us the ESPN of TV talk. But every time you check us out, please subscribe. The subscribe button on the YouTube
Comment
channel.
underneath, thumbs it
up. We read those comments, okay? I know what's being said about me. Don't worry about that. And if you're listening
Don't feel bad, right?
and if you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
Comment there also. We appreciate any support and all support, and we love interacting with you guys and on the live chat and comments. So keep it coming.
There you go. We had a bunch of challenges that got made tonight, but one match that is already happening after last week, which I was not in town for, but I got caught up. We got Batista, Triple H, no holds barred. Really liked the Batista segment. I think this week was much better, maybe because it was in a more controlled environment.
Yeah.
I think him and Triple H just kind of got so hyped up last week, which was still, pretty intense. But I really, it's almost like what I love about villains. No matter what, whether it's a movie or wrestling, or villains always think they are right. That's what a great villain is. They are convinced they are right.
no matter what.
And Batista brought up some good points.
He sold it.
Yeah.
He sold it. He was a sympathetic figure in a way. You could see his
Box office.
You could see his point of view. If you're like looking at it objectively, like, well, yeah, he does kind of make sense. He did become a star. He's not saying anything that's not true in some ways. He's just personalizing to himself. But the way he's doing, he did it like an actor. This was, in a sense, him doing a role almost more so, and diving into like an actor's life sort of character thing and presenting it in a wrestling world. I liked it. I thought it was really kind of made sense and genuine.
Yeah, and if you don't know anything about Batista, he actually does fancy himself as a real actor, though. Like he feels he is, and I actually agree. He feels he's separate from the GOAT John and Dwayne Johnson.
Oh wait,
really?
But he is true. He truly is a better actor than both of them.
No, he's not.
No.
Oh, yes, he
He's
is.
not better than The Rock. I don't think.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He Rock doesn't do anything different.
I don't know, man.
What?
I'm biased.
What?
I can't
What?
comment on this.
Anything different?
What roles does he do different?
I'm sorry.
What roles he do different?
Okay,
Gridiron Gang?
besides Drax, what are you going off of?
What do you mean?
Mr. Hanks, I
I say
guess.
he fancies himself that. I'm just saying he fancies
Oh,
himself.
sure.
He thinks it. But I think in the long run, push comes to shove, if he gets the roles he wants to get. Let's look it up. He fancies himself.
I know he does.
A thespian.
But I thought you said that.
Yeah, I think,
I think he's a better actor. I think he's a better
But then I
actor.
was like, I don't know, man. I mean,
I gotta see you do something different before I think you're a pretty good
but
actor.
what has Batista done is different?
No, I mean like this thing. What I'm saying, like hero saves the day, get the girl,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Like I've yet to see when like I think it seems like a convincing villain. I just want to see Rock play a villain one day.
Okay.
Just show me you can play a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I
seen
never.
Fast Five?
I
He
thought.
was good in that one.
Please. I thought that Batista was mediocre too until I started seeing a couple of his movies that a lot of people don't watch, and I was like,
Like what?
he ain't too bad. You ever see Kickboxer?
Yeah.
He's pretty damn good.
He
in that.
is good in kickboxing.
He's like really, really good though. I was like,
All right.
he's pretty damn good.
This is not the.
He's
okay.
still a character, and like he's still being put in roles as a certain big body, big guy. Rock is so much more diverse. What his character?
I wouldn't say
and plus-
diverse. He's a good actor.
Well, here's the thing: the paychecks speak volumes.
Daniel
on him.
Day-Lewis
Well, I
is
mean, it's his
diverse.
own company.
Daniel Day-Lewis is diverse. I wouldn't say diverse. He's a good
I
actor.
think Dave's on his way. Listen, I mean, I'm not going to knock him. I think he's doing more work and he's committed to it. I interviewed a director for an hour that did 2 movies with him, and he did speak a lot of good things about Dave and how committed he is. He was shocked.
Yeah.
And this is a guy.
I'm just saying he's a committed actor.
Yeah.
Like you guys, we can differ opinions all you want.
no,
This
yeah.
is America. I don't give a damn.
Point
what y'all
is,
say.
he was.
Be honest with you.
Point is, tonight was really good.
Yeah.
And we didn't see any any altercation between Triple H. Actually, Triple H wasn't even on the show. So I really dug the fact this segment was the perfect, slow build to the actual match, and Batista was in his comfort zone, man. It was very low key. His first response is, "I just don't like him." And then Michael Cole's like, could you give us a little more than that?
That's kind of vague, dude.
But it did build. And I dug that, which is pretty cool.
Takes himself very seriously. He really
You
does.
in the chat says all the Rock's movies are him rescuing white women in action movies. Nobody cares.
Oh, looks like
anymore.
I'm not alone after all.
I need to go back in the movies. And see they're all white women.
watch Blade Runner too. Watch Blade Runner.
Okay.
Batista in Blade Runner.
I guess you're right, Jumanji.
That's dramatic.
And father to Alexandra Daddario. Man.
Wait a minute, the game.
Thank you.
Hold on, the game
Man.
plan.
Thank you.
The game plan was not a
I
white girl.
love
Gameplay was not. That was a classic.
Not a white girl in the
That
game
was
plan.
Yeah.
Maybe she was halfway. I don't know.
She was because she's biracial, but we ain't gonna go.
Yeah,
we
man,
ain't gonna go there,
the
guys.
Rock is-
We ain't gotta go there.
Woo! Shout out to Barry Mack.
Shout out to Pops.
There you go.
Watch the scene with Batista and Blade Runner though. That's acting, man.
Okay.
He acts.
So we got some matches that were made supposedly tonight. Kurt Angle, he wants Baron Corbin at WrestleMania.
Does he though?
Also, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, they want Bayley and Sasha at WrestleMania. And Drew McIntyre challenges Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. judging by the card we currently have right now, we have 10 matches that are already lined up with 20 days to go before WrestleMania.
How long WrestleMania gonna be, John?
17 hours.
Yeah. It's gonna be 7 hours, like legit 7 hours.
Huh?
Yeah.
I almost with Bailey and
A school
Sasha.
day?
I want to see like a fatal 4-way with with Beth and Natalia. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, what?
Sasha and Bailey?
Sasha and Bailey, Beth and Natalia. I wanted like a fatal 4-way on WrestleMania with them.
Oh, so the title's not on the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Beth and Natalia, Nia, and Iconics.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like I obviously I don't think Beth and Natalia are gonna win because I don't think Beth is gonna be there every week. But with the 4 of them, I think that would make an interesting match for WrestleMania.
I do agree.
I already know which one's stealing the show.
Zeno Hour is a
Randy
Zeno Hour
Orton
is
and
the GOAT.
AJ Styles are going to steal the show.
Think so? It's a potential to.
different show, but I agree. Yeah.
I'm going to see something there that you haven't seen.
No, that match is going to be incredible. It's still got a lackluster response from the crowd this past week, in my
They're
opinion.
dead wrong too, by the way.
Because they're not booking it and promoting it the way they should. They're just completely sidetracking it.
But what that promo they did was one of the best in years.
Yeah, those
Yes,
guys
absolutely.
can work and talk. I mean, this is just
Personal. It was personal stuff.
show stealer.
Everyone is not the villain and hero there. They're both right. Yeah. But sorry, to your question. Yeah, it's going to be a long event.
Damn.
Yeah, and I like the fact that each of these matches aren't necessarily bad on paper. They're actually pretty good.
yeah.
But just seeing so much is like having cake for dinner. It's like, wow.
Oh, that's
that
a great analogy.
It's a lot of stuff. It's
a lot of cake.
Yeah, a lot of cake. I don't know how time's going to work or arrangement's going to work, but I don't know.
It's WrestleMania.
And majority of those matches have weak build up to it, and I mean, like, how many are you invested in?
Every single one, Jim.
It's WrestleMania.
I'm a
it's
fool.
WrestleMania?
No, I'm just listen. This is what I love about WrestleMania. Like all jokes aside, this is what I'm talking about. I don't care if it's 10 hours long. This is what I'm talking about because WrestleMania is not cheap.
Agreed.
You see, concerts cost more than WrestleMania. They'll give you a couple hours. They'll give you an opening act, and then they'll get your artists to come out, and then they leave. WrestleMania, you do you leave and say you don't get your money's worth ever?
Yeah.
And you get a concert, and you get Flow Rider too.
Truly, and you sometimes get a concert, and I'm not like. Listen, all jokes aside, honestly, man, I killed myself trying to get my mother to. She never, her whole life, she wanted to see Madonna. But I spent a grip like this about 7 years ago. Madonna put a DJ on the stage for 2 hours. They came out, did an hour and a half, and was done.
Yeah.
And it costs way more than WrestleMania.
Yeah.
For my mother to go. Like, what I'm trying to say is WrestleMania, I'm glad it's long. These tickets are expensive, man.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is not cheap, man.
Right.
And I'm saying, and for the people that sitting in that front row, 7 hours, why not?
Yeah.
Because when they leave tired and dragging their feet, they're like, man, you never question how much you spent.
Well, last
Ever.
year,
That's a good point.
Ever.
there were 14 matches on the card last year. 3 of them were on the pre-show.
Damn.
So right now,
And 2 Battle Royals the first time, right? Or the two Battle Royals from the pre-show?
we had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and
Which just
then
happened.
the
And
And
women's.
the Not Moolah one. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
there you go. So right now we are looking at Lesnar and Rollins, women's triple threat, Buddy Murphy versus question mark, Triple H Batista, Kurt Angle Baron Corbin, Shane Miz, AJ Styles Randy Orton, Andre Battle Royal, Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns, and the women's tag team title match. So,
And whoever goes over Dean Ambrose.
do you think?
Guess.
Were you okay? So Kurt Angle Baron Corbin does actually make sense. That's actually one of the longer storylines we have for his retirement match. I guess people were kind of disappointed when he challenged Baron Corbin. I think people wanted like legend versus legend, perhaps.
Go,
I'm not really
John
sure.
Cena. That's what they want.
Well, Cena's still got to get a match too, so let's not forget Samoa Joe probably.
Here's the thing: if it was going to be Baron Corbin, it should have just been like a natural progression or an attack or saying, "Let's settle this." Him saying, "On Monday, I'm going to announce my opponent," and then go, "Baron Corbin," and now my match against Chad Gable.
That's 100%.
What?
That's 100% true.
Here's one thing out of it. The moment he came out and announced it, it was such a disappointment. 10 minutes after, when he wrestled that match, I was glad. Kurt can't work anymore. He can't. He was gassed. Did you see him? How many times he couldn't work? I mean, and the guy has put in so much work over the years and put his body through hell, but he's done. Tonight was the official flag raising. I don't know if he can even give one more match.
Well,
he looked completely done, and I think you need a guy like Corbin, because if you put him with another big star, Kurt's gonna look so bad, and you do not want his last. He's gonna look awful.
Depends
and
on
I
who it
think
is.
with Corbin, it won't matter because
Corbin's very good at falling on a banana peel, and so I think the match could have like almost the comedic element to it, to where
this is a 5-minute match.
That Heath
I
Slater
agree.
spot, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but they could have created it where like Kurt Angle wanted to do like he wanted to either get his job back or something, and then Stephanie or one of them could have said, well, you had that opportunity and you literally lost it, and now he's upset. And that's how the match. Now you're kind of like rooting for him, but now it's like, oh well, this is my last match, and I want to do. It's the same thing, but it's a little invested a little bit different.
Yeah, what's interesting is what surprised me, what makes this a little bit different is usually the legend of his caliber, first ballot Hall of Famer such as himself, they usually pick somebody amazing. Ric Flair picked Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels picked Undertaker. Like
You don't think Corbin's amazing?
No, I'm just guys.
Kurt might. Kurt might.
If you guys know me coming on here, I don't talk about any professional wrestler, but Corbin is not in the same class as Kurt Angle. He doesn't deserve that match.
Sure.
I don't give a damn what kind of heel he
What
is.
if Kurt wants to put him over? He's been putting
I
over
don't care.
Apollo. Crews, not
if
Creed.
Kurt Angle's on his couch, I tell him not to wrestle this guy. I don't care what Kurt wants to do. That's beneath his dignity. He needs to end his career on a legend.
to follow your point,
Period.
Baron Corbin then went out and lost to Apollo Crews.
Right.
You see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they're doing this thing where they're like, he's like, yeah, I got you in 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks, Baron's gonna beat him.
But here's the thing: we already see this feud. We already see Baron Corbin cleanly beat Kurt Angle. The thing is, Kurt can't work anymore, and that
doesn't matter, bro. That doesn't matter.
And this is not going to be a big focus. This is literally just trotting him out. This is a year too late.
Could Ric Flair work when he went against Shawn? Let's be real.
No.
It was amazing, though. It was amazing.
the story.
I was concerned for Kurt tonight.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I was.
He was blown, but I think he has a match to go to WrestleMania.
But Ric Flair was older than him when he faced Shawn
Yes,
Michaels.
he was way older.
And it was amazing.
But look at what Kurt's been through, the injuries and
Flair had
over
the story.
years.
Flair had the story, though.
A plane crashed on Ric Flair. We talking about right now.
Flair had the story.
Him and Gable had a good match. I mean, Gable's incredible.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, Gable.
I would almost, to be honest, I'd rather see Angle and Gable at WrestleMania. That'd be.
Oh yeah, but
That's nothing against Baron. He's this. We're talking about Kurt Angle's last match ever.
I love Baron Corbin, but I just think, you look at Gable, Angle's the guy that he modeled his career after. That'd be a really cool passing of the torch in a way. But I understand Baron Corbin. It kind of, it's the story going back to last year and the year before that and stuff like that.
Crowd's gonna be like, what?
It's going to be 5 minutes. It's going to be squeezed in there. It's sad but true, but this is going to be a sad send-off for
He
Kurt.
deserves way better.
Yeah,
than
I almost wish he didn't wrestle this match. I almost wish this was it. I don't want to see him in WrestleMania because you're going to see a feeble, broken down Kurt Angle that can't work the way
come
one of the
on.
best
I don't think
technicians.
You're very dramatic with your words.
he'll be tired.
Don't do all that.
Feeble. He needs Becky Lynch's crutch to come down to
Oh, come on.
Okay. Kurt couldn't even get a breath, and do not give him the mic because he might not be able to.
I've been trying to create this invention where you can push a button and then any wrestling move I want can befall the person. Like at a bar, like it was a bar fight. And I'm like, yeah, I want a bar fight. I want to push this button. And then Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin music. I've been trying to invent this for like 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to do because you can't I don't have to work out the schematics. I want to push the button right now. And thank you. And tombstone pile drive Jim.
Yeah.
But listen, man, with that being said, man, the sweet smell of Charlie Caruso's perfume must mean one thing.
Oh, my goodness.
It gotta be TK's boudoir, man.
It's hot in here. Oh man.
Caruso perfume, man. Yeah, get it, Jim. Yeah, get it, Jim. Yeah, Jim. TK's boudoir.
Gotta shake those hips.
You gotta gyrate.
Now I know why you say you let women come to you.
That's how they do it. You gyrate the hips like that.
I saved my best moves for later.
Who's in the booth?
What I'm referring to is that before the show started, I asked Jim if he goes to women or he just lets women come to him as far as dating. And
Jim is over with women.
I
Yes.
mean,
Over.
he lets them come to him or run away, whichever happens first.
Heel Jim.
Who's in it for real?
Not Alexa Bliss, by the way.
Oh, goodness. So first, 2 shout-outs before I do the boudoir. Shout out to Titus O'Neil. He's coming out with his own autobiography in the summer.
Dope.
And then shout out to Lily Sang. She's from Canada.
I love her.
She's been on WWE a couple times.
Yeah.
She's getting her own late-night talk show.
What?
which is-
What network?
It's gonna be
NBC, first
I
woman.
think she's gonna be the first.
Carson Daly, she's taking over
Even if
Carson
you
Daly.
forget first woman, I think she might be the first Indian descent
100%.
person that has a late night talk show.
1000%.
I saw him in
Yeah.
Hutchins on Netflix, but
Yeah.
And to follow that up, she is an incredible human being. Not only is she crazy talented, she built this massive following. She's one of the few people who got famous on the internet who use her wealth and her power for good. She does things all over the. I met her at the
That's 'cause she's
Streamies 2
Canadian.
years ago. Maybe she. Yeah,
That might be.
maybe
That definitely has something to do with it.
And she is like incredibly humble, incredibly nice. She's helped out so many disenfranchised people, and so it's good to see her. She'll only continue to do good. So
Yeah, for
good
sure.
stuff.
The boudoir, however, obviously Charlie, she's always there. Then Braun Strowman.
He looks.
Surprise boudoir.
Yeah, he looks like he did something different.
He's ripped up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's leaning out,
something.
Yeah.
getting cut up a little bit.
Going
Getting
work.
ready for Colin Jost.
WrestleMania diet. Yeah.
That too is.
Don't
I'm
get me
so-
started. Go ahead, keep going. I don't want
And Alexa Bliss. Let's be real here. Alexa Bliss is like a new permanent member in the.
Oh, that's who you nominated. That's who.
Hey, wait, Mandy, I still got
hijacked
luck
the
for you.
boudoir
No,
again?
I'm not trading in Mandy completely. I think there's room for both. I really do. Raw and SmackDown.
Wait.
you know?
So what's the name of this
You're getting
segment?
super
He
kicks.
hijacked the boudoir again.
I just say you gotta call it where there is. I mean, Alexa Bliss hosts WrestleMania, coming out looking.
I told you I'm working on
looking
that
her
button. It's
finest.
called the finishing move
You were a
button.
heel everywhere you go.
You push the button and you get the wrestling move of your choice.
Yeah.
It's like a candy gram.
Then also shout out to
Laminato.
we saw Becky in the Head and Shoulders commercial, so she's in the
Oh,
boudoir.
shout out to Becky.
Yeah,
She's
shout out
the
to Becky
man.
for that.
In the
Yeah.
match that was sponsored by Head and Shoulders, she was in the commercial in the box. right?
Yeah,
That was
there
pretty
you
cool.
go.
So shout out to her. We need to download the one where people do the slaps, like a sounder or something where they,
Oh, yeah.
and then we just anytime we just say heel Jim and then that sounder happens.
Alexa Bliss.
Go
Yeah.
sit it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk later.
And
Shout out
that
to Barry
was
Max.
TK's Boudoir. So, the last challenge that was made tonight, Drew McIntyre wants Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Considering they had no idea if Roman Reigns would ever come back, let alone after 4+ months, this makes sense. Drew McIntyre has been destroying everyone. He's gone through all 3 members of the Shield. On paper and in person, Drew McIntyre, he is almost like a cyborg. He really is.
Corn fed. Yeah, I mean.
Corn has no nutritional value.
But listen, okay, it's an old school term. Listen, what's some Scottish food? What's Scottish food? Get some bangers and mash up in them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, he got that
Some
up in
haggis,
him.
yeah.
He got some haggis
I
up in him.
don't think he
that
serves.
sheep
Best
stomach.
promo I think he cut tonight I've ever seen him do.
I told you he's good, champ.
Yeah,
I'm
you
buying.
did tell you, Jim,
By
it was
summer,
good.
he could be Raw champion. So I'm moving on up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
He
because-
sees it.
It just the only thing is on his way. Brock Lesnar, literally, they need to get him off so Drew could then be the top heel.
If they're serious about Drew, he has to beat Roman Reigns. He has to beat.
But he won't.
He won't. Because everyone's thinking Roman's going to win because his next comeback, and Roman always wins at WrestleMania. If he beats him clean, people will be like, and it'll put him in another stratosphere.
Oh, it would, but they won't do it.
And to be honest,
hope you're wrong.
it wouldn't hurt Roman one bit.
Roman's
No,
legacy.
not at all. He's going to get the pop. He's going to get the reaction. Yeah.
They don't tell me how serious they are about Drew if he wins that match.
Well, they need to do it because, as like you've said, plenty of weeks, as far as superstar power, it's like he's on the cusp.
And are you going to pull up Braun Strowman on him? That's the thing.
That's the
What
question.
direction is Drew going to go? Is he
Yep.
going to go to the main event level,
Yep.
like a legit top heel
Money
on
in
the
the
show?
bank, Money in the
or
Bank or
is he going to
something?
turn into fighting Colin Jost next year or one of those SNL guys?
Okay.
That's what happened to Braun Strowman. Exactly
one
same
year.
spot, and they turned him the other way.
Well, let me bring that up, though. What do you think led Braun Strowman to being in the situation now to where he wants in the Battle Royal because he doesn't have a match?
Yeah, I don't think anyone will ever willing to say, I'm going to be in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But the idea is there was nowhere for him to go. I mean, we did Brock Lesnar so many times. It's Seth's spot now. You don't want to face Drew. You want to give Drew that space to grow. Put him in a comedy match. Whoa, that was last year. Okay, now what?
Him and Nicholas, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's nowhere else to put him.
They're turning him into a sideshow.
He is a sideshow. He already is officially.
I don't like that.
A sideshow that flips cars. I mean, that guy could have been a top guy on this brand for a while.
He was.
He flips
was.
cars and pushes trucks around, and he can't win the right matches. It doesn't make
It's
any
got to be a
sense.
backstage thing. There's no way on the surface of it. I know he's had unfortunate injuries and times when he was getting pushed.
He's healthy right now.
But he's healthy now. So it's got to be some sort of backstage thing possibly, or they just lost faith in him. Because once they lose, they're done.
Does it remind you of the Bray Wyatt situation in a way?
I'm getting scarily feel like I look at the same chill because that was my guy.
That's another guy that I don't know where he's at, but I mean,
he's all been JoJo, man. Listen, he's in that JoJo down with
Allegedly.
JoJo is JoJo. I'm on record saying JoJo the finest black chick I ever seen in my life. So he got caught up in that. I'm like, I don't know. That's where he at right now. He in black women's purgatory. Right now.
Hey,
You mean heaven?
on a tractor,
You mean heaven?
BWB.
Oh, BWA, black women's heaven.
I'm just saying, we want Bray back.
Yeah.
But right now,
love Bray.
he's locked in the compound.
You locked somewhere.
Yeah, but Bray with the Wyatt family, like that
whole thing
when the lights when the lights shut off and like everybody was, even if you're not a fan, like that whole element of it.
He's got the
was
whole
amazing.
world hitting his hands
Yeah.
chant every arena.
I mean, what happens?
I remember I was at
top to
Raw
bottom.
the night that the Wyatt family debuted on Raw.
Whoa.
And I'm telling you, there was just the feeling that you got.
Wow.
You got that feeling that it was always going to last.
Wow.
And with Braun, you kind of had that too at one point.
God, yeah.
Wyatt
And
family member, yeah.
And you know, there's a couple quick little adjustments that could be made. Right now, I just don't know, because to me, Braun he's every time he's on camera, he's great. Every time he hits the mic, he's good. And in the ring, he's funny as hell. The charging shoulder tackles are so entertaining. But I think Braun's one of those guys. I think he's a team player. I think Braun's one of those guys that says, all right, I'll do that. Cool. Like, he's a very happy-go-lucky guy off camera.
Right.
And I think that's what it is right now. And maybe down the road, they'll have some kind of plan for him.
And Go Lucky will get you into BMP.
Or
Maybe.
with the heavy machinery, the 6-man tag or something.
Oh my
like that.
God.
They're done. They're officially done.
That's so weird.
game
Jim
over.
called it. Jim said
I've
Braun's
said
at
it.
BMP, and I'm like, that was a bold statement, but I don't know, man. I'm getting very nervous.
Same thing with those guys.
I mean,
When you call up that many people.
I'm getting mad, but Braun, y'all can't spend all this time putting them over like that.
Like so many wasted years.
The Money in the Bank thing. I
Monster
go,
in the Bank,
oh.
yeah. Get these hands, yeah.
All right, so last question, because then we got to bounce. McIntyre, Roman Reigns. Makes sense to you, correct?
Yep.
Agree, yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't see why not.
And
I would put McIntyre over myself. If I
You
was
got,
So would I.
if they're serious about Drew, because you can always put Roman back in the mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He has the reputation. You guys have spent time building Roman Reigns for so many years and annoying people with it. But it's turned into a moment where but I'm just saying you just gotta put him over, man.
Yeah. Roman loses tomorrow, he goes, I want to start over. And that's his new character.
Yeah, and he's good.
Bam.
And he's good.
Drew's at the time now, post WrestleMania. He needs to have the ball, and you got to see what he does with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, let's all put ourselves over. Evan T. Mac.
Evan T. Mac, Instagram and Twitter. Good to see you, Johnny.
Hey, love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
Jimmo.
At the Jim Alexander, RealTalker.com. I had my interview with Nikki Bella. Dirk
I
just
seen
picked
it.
it up.
It's good.
Hey.
Hey, sweet.
Yeah. On Twitter, @FloboBoys. On Instagram, @Flobito. And Flobito.com.
There you go, TK.
shout out to Barry Mac. Find me on everything
Macalicious.
at TK Trinidad.
Matt
I
Carlos.
can't stand y'all.
I'm at Jay Quasto. Shout out to Blackout Fight Gear for this hoodie I got from Rikishi from our shows this weekend. We got
You
two-
over here rapping.
A little bit. Yeah. We did shows in San Fran, Sacramento, and then Tuesday, the 26th, we're in Nashville. Then March 31st, we're in Brea, California. So come check us out. Of course, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every single week. And I'm going to be calling a bunch of events, WrestleMania week as well, but we'll talk about that as the time approaches. With that said, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We love you.
Jim's
See you next
Boudoir.
week.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.